2019 Ram. Testing. See what we can break. My fancy dancy little table. Just gonna take the whole spindle off. Make it easier. It's not cooperating. Clip. Got to use one of these instead of trying to pull the tab. Push the pin from the bottom, push the connector together, and then it comes out. And it comes out. All joints are okay. These are really easy to pop out. Get your big hammer. One of these. And you come underneath the bottom here. Hit it from the backside. The stub shaft actually came out with it, which is what we want. I'm gonna have to undo the strut to get it all the way out because it's too big. We gotta change that anyway too. Those are usually seized in there. I did spray it yesterday. You gotta push up on the bottom to get it out. To strut out. Almost never come out. And they didn't put anything on there for you to grab so that you rip the boot all into pieces when you try to get it out. Great. Here we go. Didn't mess it up. We got all new factory stuff. And do the same thing on this side. Just blow it apart and then you'll be back. And we're back for the other side. Should pop out. This one's pretty loose. Don't be afraid to get in there. Yikes. Okay. Well. That's gonna be a problem. That one's stuck. Take WD's 40th try here. Spray some of that in there. We are replacing a bunch of stuff in there, so we're good. Should probably drain that. Oh, I don't know about that one. Hit the right part of it. That's getting replaced. So I'm going to cut it. So here we go. I don't even know if that's going to make it. I don't want to cut it. I've done stupid stuff like that before. And this plug's stuck. Why is everything stuck? This thing's cutting like butter, by the way. I don't know why it's so soft. That's why they're always wearing out. I don't have a disc big enough. Well, why didn't you think of that one? Bring it up. Sheer strength. That was stuck in there. I couldn't get it out. I probably could have, but it's getting replaced. So no need. Two mounting bolts right here. Take this actuator off. And put a couple tools away. I lied. Well, I drained that. Biscuit. I'm walking around aimlessly now. There should be 4 bolts holding this whole flange on here. Here's your sleeve that engages the front axle. Four wheel, 2 wheel, 4 wheel, 2 wheel. Yeah. Thought it was going to be tighter. Give the old snap on a clutch dump. Holy. But I am a professional. Just kidding. Don't do that. I think 15s and 18s and 13s and you know. Oh man, I'm gonna break that. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it should come out. Oh yeah, here we go. Now we're talking. There it is. There's your bearing in there. That's why it's not so good to hammer on those super hard. You know, if you don't have to. But we're going to hammer that out of there. Wrong ones. These Icon snap ring pliers are super nice. Holy Moses, that came right out. Imagine that. Here it is, guys. Bearing, well, that's probably from me hitting on it, but that's how little it takes to flat spot these when you're changing one of those CV axles. And then it makes a bunch of noise, and then you get a bunch of metal. Tears up your whole axle. I've seen it. What am I taking this part for? Seal puller. Modified this one. Don't remember what for. Try to use leverage as our friend here. Ah. Just like that. These are machined aluminum, meaning you don't want to take a wire wheel to that. You just want to use a razor blade as flat as possible and a scraper. Try not to dig into it, and then clean it up with some of this. Probably wondering how I'm going to get that bearing out. And so am I. I haven't looked on YouTube. I'm just making this video because I know as a fellow mechanic, I always look on YouTube for stuff that I can't figure out sometimes. Not for everything. But it's there, you might as well use it. We're learning stuff. A shot. Here's a new one. The part that goes bad on these is this edge right here. It gets totally rounded off in cone shaped. That's why those shafts start wobbling. Makes a bunch of noise, makes a bunch of vibration. I wonder if I could use this. I could make this a tool to get that bearing out. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to tap this bearing off and get that off first. To get that bearing out, I'm going to put a couple welds on the edge of this so it'll catch that bearing the wrong way. There you go. Put some welds on it. It's not pretty, but it doesn't have to be. We just need something for the bearing to grab. Well, that was a fail. It's just hitting the tube. I gotta grind these down so it'll actually slide through there. Ground them down so they'll fit through this tube. See the bearing all the way at the end there? It just needs to grab the edge of that. It's in there. It started coming out. Oh, yeah. Look at there. Garbage. Free and clear. No big giant gouges. I'm going to save that just in case. Okay. So, I'm going to tap this one in there. Once you get that cleaned up with a wire reel, Scotch-Brite, you can Spray it out again. Blow it out. Start tapping the bearing in. No super big wax. It's a really thin bearing. Okay. We take our new shaft here. Here's a new bearing. SKF bearings, by the way. You heard it. It's all the way down. Get your tapper. No. Nope. Oh, man. Don't be doing that. This thing just jumped right out. Look at there. Bearings in here, bearings in the housing. They're nice enough to label them. Put it back on the new one here. Beautiful. Just like that. Push it down in there. It's not going to hurt anything, guys. Pack it in there. That's going to save your bearings for your first 100 yards that you're rolling with no oil till it gets there. Set in there. Small taps. Goes right in. You heard it? It's in there. I'm gonna put this back in here. Easy peasy. See it in there? This thing is buttery smooth. Feel good about that. Sounds rough because there's no oil in it, but it's smooth, I promise. Put our TV off of here. We might need a put your clip in there that the CV axle is going to grab on. Then put your seal on. There's also an O-ring on there. That O-ring is supposed to keep the dirt out of this so that it doesn't eat this away like they normally do. Plus, this is a better metal. Just so you know. These aren't fun to get on. Put some grease in here. A lot or a little. I'm using this because it's the perfect size for that. See? Just past this lip. You don't got to jam it all the way down into the case. Just get it past this first edge. And there you have it. That's ready to go in. I'll show you the RTV I'm going to use. Watercraft. But anything that they use at the dealership, the Dodge Black, Motorcraft Gray, Honda Bond. All that stuff works fantastic. Better than any Permatex, if you ask me. There's also the shield. Try to tap it on there without bending the crap out of it, because they always scrape the inside of that. Don't need to shove it all the way down in there. Make sure it's not scraping the sides once you get it pressed in there. Go from the inside out. It'll go there, out, and in. Oh, goodness. Don't drop that. Put this on first and then put that in there. Okay. Here we go. It's in. On. You can learn from my mistakes. You do have to have that in there before you put that on. And we're back. I got that back in there where it's supposed to be. This has a reusable gasket on it. Don't be afraid to reuse it. Torque. The oil filter is right above here. So we're going to spray all the oil out of this. This is electrical cleaner. Don't use brake clean on these. You'll swell up the seal inside of that plug and never get it back on. Do this side. It's just a seal. That's all we got to do on this side. Your tomahawk. Make sure you're not grabbing stuff on the inside of this when you're doing this, because you don't want to screw anything up. We don't need to bottom it out. I want to get it past the first sealing edge. That's good. Get it past that one. Go all the way down. Right there. There's 2 clips on this one. One here, one here. Swirly side goes in the axle. But before we put that on there, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to put this in first. There's a shield that goes on this side too. See that? Put it in with my hand. That's how easy it is if you put the clip in the right spot. Beautiful. Don't need to bottom it out. It's not rubbing on the case. Nope. Need to double check. Some trucks use different shafts, passenger to driver side. This truck uses the same ones. Beautiful. Let's do the other side. I gotta get it out of the box. Yeah. It's in there. Saw how loose that was. There's zero play in that now. That's all I had planned to show you guys. This is a super common issue with these trucks. Hopefully that helps. Like and subscribe.